A happy reunion never happened.
Pooh was, in fact, in a new home.
Yes, I wasn't in a condition to care for the dog. Over the course of 8 months, I spent 85 days in the hospital.
And her daughter
Were you in communication with her?
Yes.
made Mom sick and tired.
I wasn't given an opportunity to come and get the dog, which I would have done gladly, and I paid for her to live there.
This is Judge Judy.
Ms. Holbert, the defendant is your mother.
That's
and
correct.
Your lawsuit is that she gave away your dog.
Yes, that's correct.
You and your husband were moving from one state to another?
Yes, that's correct.
From where to where?
From Texas to Washington.
When?
That happened in July of 2018.
And you asked your mother if she would mind your dog until you got settled in.
Yes, she had been watching the dog for about almost a year because we had all lived previously in the same house, but then we moved into the same apartment complex and split all 4 dogs into 2 apartments because of the pet restrictions at the apartment complex that we lived in. And then she expressed an interest in wanting...
So is what you're telling me, before July of 2018, when you moved from Texas to Washington, the dog, whose name was Pooh, had lived with your mother?
Yes, but that was...
I don't care why. So since July of 2018, Pooh had lived in your mother's house?
Yes.
And in July of 2018, you moved from Texas to Washington, and Pooh stayed with your mother?
Yes, she said that she had gotten an attachment to the dog because of all the time she had spent with her and that she wanted her.
Good. So now she had been with your mother for a year. Now, at some point, you decided that you wanted to go and get Pooh.
Well, I assumed that she was being taken care of.
I don't care what you assumed. I want you to think about my question. Question is, at some point, you and your husband, or you, decided to go and get Pooh.
But we always had the intention of coming
I don't
back.
care what your intentions were in your head. I'm looking for a date. On what date did you and your husband decide to go and get Pooh?
November 22nd,
What year?
2019. Your Honor, I left her
just-
for emotional support.
Listen, I'm just getting the dates. So from July, let's say a year, of 2017.
2018.
No, you said
Oh, yes.
in
yes.
July of 2018, she had already been with your mother for a year. So your mother had the dog with her for 2.5 years.
Yes.
Now, when did you acquire Pooh?
In April of 2012.
And when did you get married?
In August of 2017.
So a month before you got married, Pooh went to live with your mother.
Only because we couldn't
Don't-
all 4.
Don't give me any reasons. I have dogs. So that you have to know that I physically moved from one place to another because they only allowed 2 dogs. And I fell in love with a 3rd. And I wasn't prepared to go sneaking around with the 3rd dog under my coat when I took them out for a walk. So I said, listen, I love the dog. I like the house. I'm leaving the house. There are lots of houses, but there's only one Scout. So we moved. My husband said to me, you're absolutely crazy. You have a lovely place. It's all furnished. I said, I don't care. I like the dog. And we moved into something else. What I'm telling you is your mother has now had the dog for 2.5 years. You decide to go and get the dog. And by the way, when you got the dog, where did you get the dog from?
Abilene, Texas, from a coworker at IHOP.
And she's a mixed breed dog.
She is.
What kind?
A Chihuahua, and I'm not sure what else because she's brindle colored.
A small dog who hadn't been with you in 2.5 years.